What is up, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this. Happy Thursday, guys. Hope you guys are having a great day. We are almost done with the week, guys. We're almost finished, and we are surviving. Shout out to Twisted Tea tonight. We got the Twisted Tea for the crypto trading for tonight. This isn't your average Twisted Tea either. I'm already talking like I'm twisted. This is like some rainbow pop. It's actually pretty fire. Cheers, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. Overcome Larry J's in the house. What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a great day. Rodney, what's going on, brother? Excuse me. Make sure you guys are slapping those likes, and let's just jump right into this, guys. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's jump right into some stuff. We have big things going on tomorrow. What's going on in the market today? Let's just jump right into it, guys. So real quick, looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now sitting at around 60,592, right under that 60,600 mark. Nothing too crazy. You can see for today, we have seen pretty much not a lot of movement, right? We haven't seen a lot of selling. We haven't seen a lot of buying. It's been really just kind of stagnant. Nothing much going on with Bitcoin. Why is that? Well, we have a lot of things going on, but really particularly what we've been talking about for the last week. Tomorrow's Jackson Hole. Jerome Powell is going to be speaking. We're going to be covering that, obviously, if you saw the thumbnail. Jerome Powell tomorrow, I think a lot of people, a lot of analysts are trying to figure out, is tomorrow going to be Jerome Powell hawkish or is it going to be Jerome Powell dovish, right? A lot of people are trying to figure that out. Obviously, we don't know exactly what's going to happen until it's said, but with a lot of the data that's been coming out for the last few weeks, it just seems like there's going to be more of a dovish tone tomorrow in regards to leaning towards that September interest rate reduction or ease, right? Now, you guys know how Jerome Powell is. He doesn't want to cause some kind of a market rally. So he's not going to just come out flat out and say, listen, we're going to be reducing rates, right? He might come out and be indicating that the data has been showing that we are confident with, maybe doing some kind of reductions coming up, right? Wordage like that. But then he'll probably throttle back and say something hawkish, if things change, though, we could easily, switch our decisions. And the reason why he's doing that is because I don't think he really wants to cause a pre-market run. So, but with that being said, tomorrow, obviously, we have Jerome Powell, like I said, coming out and talking. It says he's going to be talking at, I believe, 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, a.m. If I'm not mistaken, we can actually look and see 14 UTC to East Eastern Standard Time. That's 10 a.m. tomorrow. So we will be talking tomorrow at 10 a.m. We will not be live streaming that, but we will come back after the fact, and we'll definitely, cover everything that was said in regards to if there's anything kind of big, right? Like I said, tomorrow, I'm not expecting him to just flat out be like, hey guys, listen, this is the game plan. He's going to probably beat around the bush, and do what his fancy talking of all about, the data this and the data that, so we'll see how it goes tomorrow. But the point is expect possible volatility. If we're not going to see any really volatility pick up tonight, maybe stagnant tonight, we could see some volatility start tomorrow. The people that are, for whatever reason, bearish, thinking that he's going to come out hawkish, we might see a little bit of a sell-off, possibly tomorrow, same thing in the morning. But you guys know sometimes it's crazy. Some of these people in the markets, the big wigs, they already know what the hell is going to happen. And you'll usually see them start leading is in regards to selling off or buying. So, your guess is as good as mine as far as what we're going to see pre-speech tomorrow. But I'm not really expecting any kind of a big crash or anything like that because Jerome Powell. We already know it's pretty much set in stone for September's FOMC meeting, which is coming. It's getting close, guys. We only have 26 days. Pretty much right now, look at this. This is my first time looking at this with you guys. Look how this shifted. Remember, Jay said, can we get a Jerome Powell emoji? Yeah, I'll get that for you, bro. Look at how this shifted from yesterday. We were at what, like 32% calling for some kind of a half to 0.75 reduction in interest rates. Now look at this, about 12% shifted back over, and now we have about 75.5% of the market pricing in that we're going to see probably a quarter to about 0.5%. And that's what I've been kind of telling you guys. You guys remember, you go back 4 or 5 months ago, I told you when it was going to happen, but I was telling you that I was most likely thinking of 0.25%, right? I think a lot of people are still running with that 0.25%. I kind of am leaning towards a possible 0.5, but I'm starting to maybe think that they're going back to my first analogy where they're probably going to start off real slow, 0.25% September, 0.25% most likely in December is what I'm thinking. And then next year is when you'll start seeing the rapid reduction in interest rates. And that's why it kind of goes with me thinking that we're going to be topping out in 2025, probably around the first quarter, maybe going into the second quarter of 2025. So we'll see how that goes. My boy said, can we get a Jerome Powell emoji too? I wish I could do that right now for you, bro, but I think it won't work if I get you an emoji right now. Solana right now is sitting at around $143. You guys can see Solana's been real stagnant as of even yesterday when the markets were moving. Solana really wasn't moving. It's up about 0.5%. Nothing too crazy as of right now. And that's pretty much just sums up the whole freaking market today, right? Looking at the crypto bubbles kind of tells a different story, right? You can see that there's a lot of altcoins that are moving. Floki's up 7%, Jasmy's 2%, Beam 6%. AVAX is having a nice little move. We were checking that out yesterday at about 5%. Fetch is up another 4.5%. Filecoin, you can go down the list. Nothing too crazy. I don't see any like major movers that are sticking out, but you guys can see for the top 100 that we're seeing some solid, green across the board. Ordinals is down 2.5%. What's going on with Ordi? Ordi was pumping last night. She was pumping last night. We jumped up for Ordinals up to 32.50. Made a nice little bull flag for Ordinals. So we'll see how this plays out. We'll see how this plays out for tomorrow. But like I said, guys, not really expecting too much for tonight or tomorrow. If we actually really look at the volume for today, volume is stagnant. Look at this. The volume from yesterday is only up 0.6%, meaning nothing's happening today, guys. No one's buying. No one's really selling. Bitcoin dominance is back up about 56%. It's kind of been hovering around that area. You can see market caps down very little bit. So really nothing much is going on. Fear and greed index, you can see we're at a 50. We've been slowly moving up. We're at about halfway there, guys. We're almost there where majority of the market is going to be bullish, right? You can see we're about halfway there. So slowly but surely, we are moving up. As long as we don't get hit with some kind of curveball. Rawls back in the house. My boy Rawls, thank you so much for the £5. I really appreciate that, brother. He said, "Sup G, it's been a while. Hope you're all good." Hey man, I appreciate it. Hey Rawls, I got your message. Obviously, I responded today in the Discord, brother. No worries, dude. No worries whatsoever, right? I'm glad you're back, bro. Welcome. You know your family around here, bro. So thank you so much for the £5. I really do appreciate that, man. I really do, man. Let's just jump right into some of these articles, and then let's look up some DeFi, and we'll look up some different projects, whatever you guys want to look at. So let me know. So Fed Chair Jerome Powell expected to set stage for September's rate cuts. So Bitcoin remains nearly 20% below its all-time high, while U.S. stocks and golds are at or within close shouting distance of record highs. Let's see here. So more than two and 1.5 years after starting what became a historic monetary tightening cycle, U.S. Federal Reserve Jerome Powell is widely anticipated to signal that the central bank will imminently begin to ease policy. Now, I'm going to put a pause right there. They're making it seem like tomorrow for the speech that it's like indefinite, that he's going to be talking very dovish. And I told you guys, I think that he's going to be hinting at that we're going to see this reduction in interest rates in September. But I think every time he comes off being dovish, he's going to have something to redirect or like basically come back with some kind of a response of being slightly hawkish, right? Because he does not want the market to rally, right? So like I said, he might come off and say the truth, you know, like that we have all the data and everything like that, but then he's going to come back with some kind of a follow-up with, you know, saying that, but we can always go back, you know, we could always go back to pausing and stuff like that, trying to hold, you know, and making sure the markets aren't going to be going berserk. Because all we need to hear is that Jerome Powell is going to start, or that they basically are going to be reducing interest rates for sure. And like I said, I don't think that we're going to be running up to 70K, but we're going to start running, right? And I think that we've already kind of started in the market. Obviously, since we bottomed out, we go back just to 2 weeks ago when we bottomed out at around 49,000. I'm pretty sure you can already see that we've obviously had an upward trend, you know, but we've been slowly but moving. We started kind of sideways action, and then you can see that we've been slowly, as of the last few days, starting to make our way up. We're making higher lows, right? We still have not broke above that dreaded 61.6 area, but you can see as we've been moving, you can basically say from pretty much all the way back from the 16th, which has been about, 6 days now, we have been making higher lows every day. Every day we've been making higher lows. So that's an indicator that we obviously are moving towards the upside for the market. So let's see here. Powell's keynote speech at Kansas City Fed Jackson Hole Economic Symposium is scheduled for Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the past, Fed chairs, including Powell, have often used this forum to tip off important shifts in central bank policy. As often occurs, market have been way ahead of the Fed, with traders weeks ago having priced in 100% chance of at least a 25% basis point rate cut at the bank's September meeting. Yesterday's release of the FOMC minutes from the Fed's July policy meeting also likely took away some of tomorrow's thunder, saying that the vast majority of participants saw a September rate cut as likely appropriate. So what they're saying, what's going on, Manny? So what they're saying is that, if you guys remember, we've been kind of covering this for the last 4 weeks as far as what we've seen right here, what the market's pricing in. And remember, you go back a month, a little bit over a month, we still had some of the market pricing in some kind of a pause. Well, in the last 4 weeks, that pause has been gone, right? And what they're saying is that the market's already pretty much priced in 100% that we're going to see some kind of a reduction, right? Remember, my language starting 3 weeks ago was that it's not anymore about if we're going to see, the reduction in interest rates. It's how much are we going to see, right? That's what the question shifted over to, right? Is it going to be a quarter? Is it going to be that 0.5%? Is it going to be that 0.75? We know that it's not going to be the 0.75. It's in between the quarter and the half. And I'm honestly thinking probably 60-40, 60% saying we're going to see that quarter, right? Slow and steady. And then we might maybe see that 0.5%, but I very, very much doubt that we'll see that. So, and then it basically just says, beyond tipping September's cut, most anticipated Powell to flag a cautious approach to easing policy, signaling that the Feds will trim just 25 basis points as in September's meeting, and advising markets not to expect an unbroken series of rate cuts at future meetings. See what I'm saying? Signaling that the Feds will trim 25 basis points, right? Bullish. But advising the markets not to expect an unbroken series of rate cuts at future meetings. So basically saying, yeah, we're going to throw you little crumbs. We're going to reduce the interest rates slightly, but don't start going crazy because things can change. We're not set up for, it's not written in stone that the rest of the year we're going to see any kind of a reduction. We're going to start off slow. Don't get all ahead of yourself. That's pretty much what his language is most likely going to be tomorrow, right? And the reason is because right now, you have gold making all-time highs. You have the stock market hovering around all-time highs, right? Bitcoin is really the only thing that's been lagging. The dollar, let's go back to the dollar. We were checking this yesterday. It's up slightly today, but it's at around 101. So the dollar's even been down. The dollar's even been down right now too as well. So, they do not want to start a rally in the market, unfortunately. They fear that if there's any kind of a rally in the market, there could be, a resurgent in possible inflation. So, excuse me. Sorry, I was thinking about something. Let's look at some top movers today, and then we'll jump into some DeFi. Man, got something in my throat. No diddy. So you can see Immunable's up. Floki is up. Floki had something was on Floki today. Something happened with Floki. I wonder if they have it up here. Look at this. Donald Trump throws support behind the Defiant Ones crypto project led by sons Don Jr. and Eric. I wonder if this is dropped already. Let's see. What is this? The Defiant Ones? See if it pops up. There it is. This looks a little scammy. This does not look like a project that would be backed by a potential president. Donald Trump throws support behind the Defiant Ones crypto project led by sons Don Jr. and Eric. Let's see here. So the Republican nominee Donald Trump seemingly threw his support behind the Defiant Ones crypto project on Thursday. The project developed by his sons Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. For too long, the average American has been squeezed by the big banks and financial elites. It's time we take a stand together. Featuring the hashtag #BeDefiant, Trump's latest social media post includes a link to the Telegram channel with the same name, a PEPE crypto project with over 33 followers. While little information about the Defiant One is publicly available, Trump Jr. previously announced the digital asset platform on August 7th X post. We're about to shake up the crypto world with something huge, he wrote. But what's weird is there's no way in hell this is it right here. When did this project drop? 9 hours? I don't know, guys. It looks a little bullish. What's going on, brother? Hold on here. I'm wondering if this is like some what's up with this? Like, it just seems like it's such a small project. There's nothing updated on here. This doesn't seem correct. I don't know about that one. I would be careful, guys, buying in on that project just because most likely that's probably some kind of a someone just trying to jump in real quick and make that project. This is what I was seeing right here. So botting scandal forces Floki anew to scrap second Simon's Cap pre-sale. What's crazy is, I mean, this isn't towards Floki, but this is towards one of Floki's. Floki new to scrap second Simon's pre-sale, but Floki's up today, 8%. Bullish said I bought more NFK. Oh yeah, bro. Listen, you sent me that message during the Discord or in the Discord. My bad, bro. It was like 3 in the morning where I was at. I was dead ass asleep. But I saw you were saying that you were about to be picking some up. What is where are we at right now? Not looking too bad. Yesterday was a success for sure. Nice W pattern, definitely pointing towards the upside. We're not looking bad. And remember, the guys, this is our Solana, and our liquidity keeps building up. But you have to remember, Solana hasn't really been doing much in the last few days. So you better believe that once Solana starts running back up towards that $170, $180, $200, we're going right now. We wouldn't even need to see any buys, and I guarantee that our price would jump up probably like 20 or 30, 40, 50% from where we're at right now, depending on where Solana ends up being, right? So right now we got to remember where we're at right now with Solana is, I mean, look at this. We're down, right? I mean, if you look at the last few weeks, Solana is definitely down for right now. I mean, we're still below our 200-day moving average. So as we keep accumulating NFK, what you're doing is think of like a pot, right? Think of like a pot of money or whatever, Solana. And every time you're buying in on NFK, you're adding to the pot, right? Because you're swapping your Solana for NFK, right? So we're just putting into the pot, Well, Solana's price in the back end, in the last few weeks has come down. Once Solana goes and the market itself comes right back up, that pot of money right now that's worth, what are we at, $70,000, $68K. That pot of Solana, if Solana moves back up to like $170, $200, that's a 30-40% move. Our market cap is going to jump up well above $100,000, which is still going to be micro, compared to where we're headed. But I mean, right now we're doing good things here, right? We keep adding to our bags, we keep adding to the pot. Now we just need Solana to kind of do its thing, on the back end, and the market really just to start building, and we'll see, our project run with it. So, what's going on, Gina? Bullish said I have 79 billion. Is that good? I mean, you tell me, bro. You tell me. 79 billion is a bag, right? It's a bag. I don't know your financial situation or anything like that, but I'd say that's a solid bag right there, right? 79 billion and just DCA. Slowly but surely, and I say that for any project right now, right? Remember when people were coming in talking, about Milady, they're like, Crip, is 10 billion a solid bag of Milady? I'm thinking in my head, well, I'm thinking of what I have. I'm thinking about, what some people in here are talking about, what they have, hundreds of billions, and someone's like, do I have 10 billion? Is that a solid bag? I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. I don't know your financial situation, right? I think it's a good foundation, right? Anything's good, right? Starting off, anything's good. Whatever your situation is, you can't base it off other people's bags, because some people have freaking 50K to spend, and some people only have maybe a few hundred to spend, so who am I to judge? Now, when they start asking me, where do you think, like for Milady particularly, where do you think, or how much should I hold? Holding how much is going to get me to $1 million, right? That was always the question. And it's like, well, that, then $1 million, if I'm thinking that we're going to get to, like, let's just say 10 billion market cap for Milady. I mean, right now, I don't know. I haven't done the numbers, but at the time I was like, you have to have, like, right now in dollar signs, like for Milady, you have to have at least like 20K, 25K. That's a lot, right? So with that, I can say, I can give out a little bit more secured numbers and stuff like that. But you know what? Anything is good, right, bro? If you're bullish on any project and you're holding on to it, anything is good. And like I always say, if you're bullish on whatever the case is, slowly but surely dollar cost averaging in, and then also buying in when we see those big dramatic drops. That's always a good thing too. When you see those big dramatic drops, that's what I'm always waiting for, because at the end of the day, with crypto, we could be running, we're bullish, everything's great, and you guys know how it is. We'll have that little period of time we'll go right back into, or whatever the case is, and we'll see some kind of a giga drop, and then it's like usually if the market's bullish, V-shaped recovery, usually occurs. So it's like, I try to take advantage of those giga drops, where we drop down like crazy, like 30 or 40% on some of these meme coins or these altcoins and stuff that I'm looking for. I'll usually will throw in a nice bag, and grab those profits. So Larry said JFK is going to make NFK go to the moon. That rhymes, right? JFK is going to make NFK go to the moon. Gina says I like buy NFK Wednesday, right? Jasmy came up with a good thing right there. We're gonna have to stick to that, right? I don't even care if you got 50 cents to spend. We're gonna, as a community, we're gonna be doing that. Let's look at a couple projects and see what's going on out there in the market. So we have PEPE right now. I think everything right now is going to look pretty much the same, right? We have these local highs, and with PEPE's stance, this was an all-time high. And then obviously you can see it's hovering around that 618. Jasmy, not doing too bad, a little over 2 cents. Same thing. I don't know if this wasn't an all-time high. I don't know, it wasn't, but a local high, and then obviously sitting above its 618. Isn't that crazy? Same thing for Jasmy, sitting above its 618. For BONK's a little bit different. It dropped below its 618, but it found support at the 786. So BONK's been hit a little bit harder than PEPE. Myro obviously has been hit a lot harder. Now the reason why Myro is down a lot more than PEPE, down a lot more than BONK, is because the market cap is so small, right? So you're going to see that more dramatic moves and projects, especially meme coins that have small market caps. But if you take advantage of this stuff when we're moving up, these are going to be the projects that'll have more growth and faster movement because of that small market cap. Fetch has been doing relatively good. Remember, we were talking about this channel that Fetch has been trailing in. Look at this, broke out of that channel, that sideways action, coming out to breaking over about $1. Looks like it broke up to $1.05 right now. It's trying to hold that dollar piece, so not looking bad. Fetch just a few days ago was trading at 70 cents. So, I mean, that's a nice little move right there. ICP's not looking bad either. Look at that. Almost like a W pattern that's almost formed for ICP, right? You can see almost that double bottom right here. Finding support somewhere around that $6.76, $6.78, somewhere around there. Hovered, and you can see as of now, it is looking not too bad at around $8 for ICP, so not looking bad at all. XRP, 59 cents. I will tell you, I remember I was calling, I said XRP in the next few days is going to be at 50 cents. This thing has dropped below 50, but it keeps staying above around that 60 cent mark. So maybe 60 cent now is going to be what XRP a month ago's 50 cent mark. So doesn't look terrible. I don't know, just not really too I don't have a problem with XRP, right? I don't know. I just feel like it just has such a high market cap. I don't know. I just not really like, I'm looking for better gains, in my opinion. Watch XRP freaking go up like 1,000% now. Jay said, it is good to have one big bag or a couple of small bags when it comes to the projects. Bro, that right there is kind of up to your own discretion, right? You guys know how I am, right? Some people like to have, and when I first started trading crypto, years ago, I had like 15 different freaking projects at one time. And when I jumped into DeFi, when we were in like DeFi season, I'm not kidding you, there was times where I would hold like 40 different DeFi projects, right? And it became too much. So me personally, I like to hold on to for like the traditional market, because I know we'll usually buy in on DeFi projects, and some of them will just fold, if you're buying in on those new projects and just going on a risk. But I mean, like for the traditional market, me personally, I like to hold on to a few projects at once. I like to have more in each project, right? Instead of spreading it out amongst 10 different projects, I like to have like 3. So same amount of money, right? But in fewer projects versus spread out between 10 projects. That's how I like to do it, right? Some people trade the complete opposite, where they like to have that same amount of money, but they like to have it in 10 different projects, right? They feel like they have a bigger chance of getting that winner, right? Now, with that being said, let's say you have a bigger chance of, one of those projects doing really well, right? You're not going to have a lot in there, though. Unless you're playing with, a massive amount of money, you're not going to have a lot in each individual project. They're all going to be spread out across the board. That's why I personally like to find a few projects that I'm bullish on, usually like 2 to 3, and I usually stick to those so I can focus and look at those charts daily. I get used to those charts. If you're looking at 10 different projects at once, it's like hard to get familiarized with their charts, in my opinion. So, excuse me. Oh, look who's here from the dead. Hungry. I ain't seen you in here in a while, boy. What's going on, brother? Hungry said thoughts on Chainlink, thinking about adding more to the bag. AVAX is another that has been on my eye. We were looking at AVAX yesterday. Definitely, I think AVAX is doing really well today. Let's see here. Yeah. Were we looking at? Was it AVAX we were looking at yesterday? I forgot which one. I believe. Oh, it was Avalanche. Right? Was it? I forgot what the hell we did yesterday on the stream. But yeah, AVAX isn't looking bad today. You can see almost the same thing like I was pointing out for another project we were just looking at. Almost like a double bottom W pattern, right? A lot of these projects look like they're setting up for that, for some kind of move. As far as jumping in on AVAX, AVAX is Avalanche. I should just cut this off right now, bro. I should just cut it off. I'm like, why am I so confused? I'm like, bro, Avalanche, AVAX? I'm like, nah, no. It's been a long day, bro. It's been a long day. And I am drinking. I don't know if it's this tea, bro. Every time y'all see me start drinking this tea, I'm getting slurred on my reading. Might have to cut it down. So let's get back in here. Let's just act like I didn't even say that, right? So AVAX, yeah, Avalanche. Yeah, bro. Very familiar with it. Now, yesterday I remember saying, now I remember, I was like, bro, I obviously know about AVAX. I was like, but I don't follow it whatsoever. It's one of those projects. It's like Caspa. I know it's a solid project. I'll look at it here and there, but I couldn't tell you anything about it. I know AVAX has its own ecosystem and stuff like that. I do know that. So yesterday we were looking at AVAX, believe it or not, and I was telling them, I don't remember where we were at necessarily yesterday. Let me actually zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so I don't remember exactly where we were at yesterday in regards to price range, but I was just saying, looked like we found some support at the 786 right here at around $20. Obviously, we did break below. If you're looking to jump in right now, I mean, if we zoom back out on the project, right? If you zoom back out on the project, obviously, zoomed in, it's up, right? It's up, from this bottom right here. It's obviously up about 40+%, 41%. But if you really look at the big picture here, it's down, right? It's down in the last month or two. You can see a trend line, obviously still pointing towards the downside. So in my opinion, if this was me, not financial advice, just my opinion on this project, I would be a little torn as far as, should I start dollar cost averaging in on this right now? Or should I possibly wait to see if maybe we're going to come back down a little bit, right? The reason why I would be torn about that is because as of the last few days, the last week, I've been kind of shifting from being that bearish crip, that I was in the last month or two, which I called the drops. I called them. Now I've shifted over to being, even if we do see some small, downward movement here and there, I think for the majority, we're going to be moving up. I really do think that we're going to be moving up as a market. So, we have the elections coming up. I honestly think that they're propping up the markets, not crypto particularly, but they're propping up. The stock market and all that other stuff. So, crypto is probably going to follow suit with all that stuff. So we'll most likely see the markets probably rallying going into the elections, depending on who gets in office. Right? We're not going to get political. Who cares? But whoever gets in office, I think that's going to kind of dictate if the run's going to continue post election. But I think you go a few weeks past the election, and it's going to be like a big nothing burger. And I think the markets are most likely going to continue back up on their rally because we're still anticipating, and I'm still calling for an end of the year run for Bitcoin and going into 2025, probably seeing a top out somewhere around the end of the first quarter, March, maybe going into the second quarter in between March and possibly like June, somewhere around there in between those months that we're going to see most likely either we're at the top of the market or we're looking damn near it. Where Bitcoin's, who knows, getting to 80, 90, $100,000 and you're seeing alts getting into altcoin season, or we could be in the full run of altcoin season by then. So when I say that, I say a project like this, it's like you're kind of torn. Should you get in on it right now? If you're not in on it, like I said, you see the analogy I said, you're technically down like crazy from this local high that we did make, just like every project. But in the last, week or two, we have moved up about 40%. So are you buying in on a local high right now? That's the thing. So I think the safest move, in my opinion, for a project like this, and probably for any projects that I would be looking, if I'm looking to buy in right now, because hindsight 2020, hungry, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I'm going to keep it a buck. You should have been buying in a week ago. You know what I'm saying? When the market was down. Those were the good buys, right? And if you were here, you'd have been hearing me saying, this isn't financial advice, but damn, we're getting some opportunities right now, right? So, but you can't beat yourself up over it, right? You can't. It is what it is. Just maybe remember this whenever because you're always going to get more opportunity, right? And I'm a big thing on not chasing projects whatsoever. So if I have an eye on a project, it's not at where I want to buy in at, and being realistic, right? Obviously, you want to buy in on AVAX at 50 cents, right? Is it going to go down to 50 cents? No. So I'm saying being realistic, I usually will look at the charts like right here. You see that we have support somewhere around this 786, which is around $20. I would be looking, and telling myself, if I didn't want to chase where it's at right now, maybe around $20 might be a good an entry point where I'll start dollar cost averaging in, right? So, I hope I'm kind of giving you on both spectrums, but at the end of the day, dude, buying and holding, dollar cost averaging in, having patience regardless of whatever we have next week, next month. If you have patience, you're able to let this just sit here and you have time on your hands. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a plus, a win-win. You know what I'm saying? It's just, getting in at a better position you possibly could if you have patience. Or you could just miss out at where you're at right now and we could start running. So I wish I could give you that solid answer. You know what I'm saying? It's just, if I had that solid answer, bro, we'd be all rich. I'd be giving you guys that official sauce. No Diddy on that one. Would turn in exotics. What's going on, bro? He said Win and Maniki. What's crazy is I haven't heard of Maniki, and it's been a little while since we've brought up Maniki. Let's bring that up real quick. Is that thing still around? Did you spell that correctly? Did I spell it correctly? Am I spelling that correctly? Look at this. Nothing's popping up. It's a little odd. Yeah, I know. Miniki. I know I'm probably not pronouncing it properly, but look at this. You guys see this, right? Deck screener doesn't want us to look at it. Good old Chainlink. I think Chainlink's going to do really well in the bull run. I really do. I think Chainlink's going to do really well. They're definitely something that the crypto market needs, you know. I think they're going to do really well. So, I mean, right where it's at right now, you can see it. This one sitting below at 786. Remember, the last one we just looked at, AVAX, was sitting above at 786. This one's sitting below at 786. You can see it bottomed out at around $8.20, somewhere around there. But right now, it is coming, or it did. You see where it came up and hit its head? Exactly on the 786. Isn't that crazy how it works out? Came up, slapped its head at the 786. So I would say with this project, a little different. From the bottom that we've seen to where it's at right now, this one has a little bit a smaller movement, right? It hasn't rallied as much. It's up about 40%. It's pretty much the same as what the other one was. So, I mean, I guess the charts just look a little bit different. But I would use the same analogy for this one, right? Same analogy. I honestly think that if you missed out on last week's run, I think you have some decisions to make, right? I think you have to come to the conclusion, and this is just my opinion, we see the markets, if we do think the markets are going to start rallying and or continue, because I already feel like they've already started their upward move, you're going to have to come to the conclusion that you missed out on last week, right? You missed out on last week's drops. But do you punish yourself and not make any money at all and just stay out of it? Or do you say, you know what, screw it. You know, I missed out on that position, but, you know, it's still at a decent position right now at around $11, a little bit over $11. You know, I'm going to just jump in right now and go for the win. Bullish said, hey, bro, how do I subscribe to be a member? I'm going to go through this again. Now with you, I'm just saying, for whatever reason, some people don't have, if you look at the bottom of the YouTube, let's go to YouTube real quick. Let me see if I have it on my screen. If we go to YouTube, should I pull up this video? Let me see if it even brings it. This is going to be weird looking at myself.
Your future is at your fingertips. Take advantage of the flexibility and diversity of futures trading. Take advantage of the flexibility and diversity of futures trading.
Let me mute that. So look, you see how right here there's a join button? There's a join button right here. This should be on your screen. If it's not, if this join button's not on your screen, I'm looking at my other screen, then you might, if you're on like the mobile, you might have to, like your cell phone, you might have to get on a desktop or tablet, something like that. Or I heard if you're on the YouTube app, if you get out of it and go into like your actual browser where you will pull up like a website, go to YouTube through there, pull up the channel, it should bring up some kind of a join button. Poly market. Let's see what's going on here. Look at this. This keeps dropping down. Oh, you remember yesterday we covered, remember we're not going to get political, but Donald Trump's starting to take the lead again in the polls because now supposedly what's his name, RFK is potentially going to be was it RFK Jr. is potentially going to be back in Trump. So they're thinking that that's going to give him the edge in regards to in regards to the election. Sorry, I was reading something. Look at this. Will Beyonce perform at the DNC? Yeah. This shit's too crazy, bro. What? It's just crazy. The DNC's bringing out all them artists, right? You go to the DNC, you're going to see Taylor Swift. You're going to see Oprah. You're going to see Beyonce. Jay-Z's probably going to come out and do a little concert. You got Barack there. You got all the superstars there, bro. They're trying to get them people over there for like, you know what I'm saying? Like all of Hollywood and stuff. Look at this. So, look at this bet. Fed interest rates. 18% are saying 50. This is a 0.5% basis points, and then you see 76% on here saying 25. And if it's crazy, because if you actually look, it almost lines up with what we have as far as what the market has priced in right now for the poly market bet. Who the hell is betting 25 basis point increase? Oh, everybody's betting no. Okay, I see. I'm like, bro. Oh, because that's a sure bet, right? So if you bet right now, I see what they're doing. So you guys know how this works out. So you each bet's $1, right? So if you bet right now that basically that you're saying the Feds are not going to increase the rates, which we already know, for every dollar you'll get 1 cent. So you're making 0.1% back on your investment. That's hilarious. I guess if you do enough money, right? That's some money. Throw in $1 million. Will Taylor Swift attend the DNC? Oh, look at this. People are betting because tonight Kamala Harris is speaking at the DNC. The bets are what will Kamala Harris say during the DNC acceptance speech? We're not going back. Weirdo. Abortion. Ceasefire. Inflation 3 times. Unburdened. Donald Trump. They can't even say Donald Trump once because you know that she's going to say it probably multiple times. So Donald Trump at least 5+ times. Jew, I don't think she's going to say that. Monkeypox, she's not going to say that. Crypto, she's definitely not going to say anything. Ukraine, she might say. Joy, they've been running off of joy. Project 25, you know she's going to say that. Obama, maybe. I have to jump in on some of these bets here. Yo, who jumps in? Who's been betting on Polymarket? Has anybody in the chat been betting on Polymarket? I think once I start putting in bets, it's like going to be like an addiction. I'm going to be like, bro, I'm going to be betting on everything. Is Bitcoin ready to soar? Key indicators signal potential $72,000 target. I'm telling you guys, you're going to start seeing this bullishness coming back. Bitcoin has seen an uptick following a recent reclaim above the $60,000 mark in the past day. Amid this price performance, re-owned crypto assets Mags on Elon Musk's social media platform X shared his latest asset analysis. According to Mags, Bitcoin could be poised for a major rally driven by factors related to the USDT dominance and forming technical chart patterns. Bitcoin on the verge of $72,000 rally. Mags explains that the inverse correction or correlation between the USDT tether dominance and Bitcoin's price is a key indicator to watch. USDT dominance refers to the market share of tether and the overall cryptocurrency market, and its movement can often signal shifts in Bitcoin's price. Mags pointed out that the USDT.D recently broke out from a strong trendline support and it's current testing the point of breakout, which could lead to forming a bear channel. All right. Meanwhile, Bitcoin forms a broadening wedge pattern. Typically, I see what they're saying. So what they're saying right now, USDT tether, right? If you see more money in USDT, that means that people are moving their money out of out of like Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrencies that they're holding, and they're moving it into a stable coin, right? So when you see something like this, they're giving us the chart to USDT, right? Its dominance, right? It was at the top was at around 9%. You can see right here. If you can zoom in on your screen, you can see 9% was the top, right? It has gone down in the last, it's gone down in the last for a while, but you can see that we did top out recently, but now it's indicating some kind of a bear channel, and they're indicating that it's going to be some kind of a drop in USDT. Why will a drop be a big thing for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto spaces? Because usually when you see a drop in Tether or USDC and these stable coins, it usually means that people are moving from USDC or USDT Tether, putting it back into the actual market like Bitcoin, which would cause a massive move, right? There's billions and billions and billions of dollars right now that are sitting on the sides in stable coins. I am for one of them, right? I do have obviously open positions, but I do have a lot of dry powder that I was telling you guys that I usually tend to put it into USDC or USDT, right? I usually will put it on the side. I'm not pulling it out of the market, right? Because that money is going to make me money, right? But when we see turmoil, like I called 2 months ago, I sold out on pretty much everything besides NFK. I sold out on pretty much everything that was on my traditional market, not DeFi, but my actual big projects, Milady, Solana, ICP. I told you guys, all that stuff, and moved it over into USDC. So my money, my profits were safe, and then I started buying back in. But I still hold a lot of stable coins, right? And I'm doing that because I still haven't fully jumped in into the market, but I did get in on some good positions. But the point of what I'm getting to is, so this article, this chart is showing us that you see the top is USDT, right? We see a drop in dominance on Tether, usually indicates that we're going to see it going into Bitcoin in the cryptocurrency market. Money's flowing from stable coins into Bitcoin, right? So that's what they're saying. They're usually saying that it's correlated, and right now it's giving signals that Tether is about to see a big drop, is what it looks like. So meanwhile, Bitcoin forms a broadening wedge pattern, typically seen as a bullish continuation signal. If USDT.D continues to decline, MAG anticipates that Bitcoin could see a notable leg up, potentially pushing the price to 72,000 or higher. And what would that be, guys? That would be us knocking on the door of all-time highs. That's why I tell you guys, it's like right now, I've been using that analogy, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But as of the last few days, you guys know I have turned from bearish crip over to getting to some more bullish, where I feel like we've already started moving up as the market. And I think we are going to continue to move as we move into closer to the elections, is what I'm anticipating. Ricky said, I transferred my vacation fund to USDC. So you didn't go on vacation is what I'm saying? Or what you're saying? Yeah, so that's not a bad little chart to look at, Sometimes you forget to think about like stuff like that with the stable coins. Ricky said, I'll take vacation later. Hell yeah, bro. That's how you do it. Because that, that few grand that you're going to drop on vacation, right? You could turn that 10x that. But you got to make sure you go out and live your life too, bro. You don't want to sit there and, sometimes life calls for some kind of a vacation. The other day was last night. I actually was scouring through my channel on YouTube. And do you guys remember I told you guys I went on that cruise, and remember I did that live, and I was on the beach and I was just looking in the background the whole time, and I was like, damn, looking at the water, looking at the beach and everything like that, and I was like, shit. I was like, you know what? I enjoyed myself, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you look at it, it was a few months ago, and I'm like, damn, I wish I was out there again, right? Like you just miss that stuff, walking through Key West, going to the Bahamas, stuff like that, or whatever fancies your boat as far as your vacation with your family, right? But definitely, I'm real big on not taking vacations, right? And I was able to, you know, not that I've always been able to, but like I was finally, because I have my dog, you know, I have my daughter, my dog. It's a little bit of a pain for me to take my puppy somewhere or have somebody watch her, because she's like attached to me on the hip. You know, like while I'm streaming, she's usually like right there on my side. If you guys ever see me looking this way, it's usually I'm looking to see, because she's like looking at me like I want to go outside or something, you know? So for me to find someone to watch my dog, it's a pain. A lot of times, a couple of vacations that I've been on, you know, I leave her with like my best friend or a family member, and they call me, they're like, she's not eating or something like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, bro. You know, because she has like separation anxiety. So, but I finally was like, you know what? I was like, I'm going on this cruise. My daughter and my whole family was like, we're going. Whether you're going or not, we're going. I was like, shit, all right. Guess I'm going to go. That was my first cruise too. And I live in Florida, bro. We go to downtown and you see all the cruise ships, you know? And it's the first time that I actually got on one. It was fun. It actually was fun. Ricky said, that's why we haven't taken vacation. My son got me a new puppy. There you go, bro. There you go. If you have family though, once the dog's trained, you know, you can't let it hold you back. You know what I'm saying? The next vacation I get though, or go on, is going to be like, we'll go to the beach, because obviously I'm down in Florida. We'll go to the beach and we'll just go, like I can take her with me. You know, I just have to pay that big ass deposit, you know, for her to be with me. But something like that's probably what I'll do instead of going on a cruise. So let's just do a recap, guys. So again, tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning, we're going to have Jerome Powell. He's going to be speaking, right? I'm not expecting too much. I say it and I'm kind of like, who knows, right? We could see, you know, some solid movement depending on what the wordage is. I think that if we are going to start seeing any bit of a pre-sell-off before the actual the talk tomorrow, it's most likely going to start tonight. Right, it's going to start at some point tonight. We might see Bitcoin start to, you know, try to come down to maybe some of these lower levels. For right now, let me pull up the 2-hour chart so we can kind of look forward or look towards what we have. So the 2-hour chart right now, you can see we're kind of hovering. Looks like we're hitting our head. We're hitting our head on the 20-day SMA right now, right? So if we were to see somewhat of a sell-off, we probably will break below 60. Somewhere around that 59.8 is most likely where we'll see 59.8, 59.9, somewhere around there, because I'm not expecting any kind of a big sell-off, right? It's just going to be those scared, you know, paper hands that are like, oh my God, Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow, I'm just going to sell, right? But he's going to be talking tomorrow. I think the meeting or the speech is going to be relatively in favor of the inflation, or I'm sorry, inflation, but the interest rates. You know, potentially him giving out hints that they're going to be doing a reduction in interest rates in September. Remember, he's not going to flat out probably tell us, but he's going to be giving out hints. I think that's going to cause, you know, the markets to most likely see a good day tomorrow. Most likely, right? Depending on, like I said, it's all about what he says and how he says it. But honestly, after tomorrow, we'll be in the weekend. I don't see it being that big of a, you know, big market mover or anything like that. And then you have next week. We really don't have anything going on that I can see for next week. So with that, you know, hopefully we'll have a good day tomorrow. The markets will go into the weekend, you know, as in the green. I'm looking to see if there's anything set up for next weekend. I'm sorry, for next week. But we'll go into the green for next weekend. Next week, yeah, we have nothing set up for next week. So hopefully we go into the green, we're good to go, and the markets can start just naturally starting to move up. Because you guys can see, since we bottomed out, it hasn't been a crazy rally towards the up, but we've been making higher lows every single day, guys. Every single day. So hopefully we can continue this movement, which I think we are, and we'll hopefully we can just start moving towards, you know, that $70,000 mark that a lot of analysts and a lot of these charts are calling for. So with that being said, guys, we will not be streaming tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I'm sure there'll be plenty of YouTubers that are streaming tomorrow's Jerome Powell, but we will come out after the fact. So make sure you guys are. I know already 99% of you guys are, but if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the alerts, the notifications. Make sure you guys hit that like on the way out. And I will see each and every one of you guys tomorrow. All right? Thank you guys so much. I will be having some new emojis for the members. I already got you guys. You already told me what you want to do. So I'll be bringing out new emojis for tomorrow as well, for tomorrow's stream. And then obviously we have our members only stream this weekend. And we have our regular streams this weekend as well. So other than that, guys, have a wonderful night. Tomorrow's Friday, guys. It's almost the end of the week. All right? You guys be safe out there. I will see each and every one of you guys tomorrow. All right, guys? Have a great night.